Special guest who's my new BFF. It's not often that you hear of a fifth grader having a life-altering experience that leaves her wanting to do more for others and for our planet. That's the case of this young lady. She is 11-year-old Avery Sachs. She is here to get us energized about her mission to make the world more beautiful by doing what, Avery?
Recycling.
Recycling. Okay. So let's tell your story first of all, because a lot of people don't realize that you, about a little while ago, had quite a life-changing diagnosis. Tell us about that.
Well, 1 year ago this month, I had a massive brain hemorrhage, and then we went to the hospital and we figured out that I had a huge AVM in my brain.
What is an AVM, do you know?
It's a large diffusive bunch of veins and arteries in my brain that are dead end, so the blood's going and everything, but it's stopping it and building up right in that one spot.
And the doctors want to do what?
Well, the doctors, we had radiation and everything. We had 5 straight rounds in August of last year, I believe.
And they say that it's inoperable, but they want to see how this radiation does.
Yeah, they say it's inoperable, but I'm just doing what I can.
You're just doing what you can. Now,
Yeah.
This is the thing. Mom's over there, and we're trying to hold it together. This is what you've decided to do. You decided, Avery, I'm going to be positive.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do something while I'm here. So you came up with a plan. What's your plan?
I'm deciding to recycle for now on, because everyone, since this has happened to me, everyone's been trying to think of fundraisers and everything to do for me. But I figured, why just fundraise for me? And we can fundraise for everyone else in the world. This isn't something, it's not as fun as like buying and making cookie dough.
That's true.
And cookies and stuff. But it's something you don't have to spend money on. It's something you do every day anyway. Because I know everyone has a bottle of water or a can of soda or something every day. So it's something you can do every day. And instead of just throwing it out, just keep it.
So this is the deal, though. You gave yourself quite a deadline. You want to recycle how many bottles by Earth Day, April 22nd?
100,000 bottles and cans.
Even as a little kid, I knew Moore Park was a special place. Now that I'm older, I know it's because of the people. People who give, people who care, people who show up for each other. This community is made of many people, and many people are made up of each person, and each person has a choice of how they're going to live. We can't control life, but we can control how we live it. Let's go back to when I first moved here. My brothers and I were so excited. We were 9, 7, and 4, and my mom had just gone into remission. About 3 weeks after being here, we attended my brother's first soccer tournament. My mom made first friends in the first 5 minutes, and I'm sure most of them are here tonight. But one guy in particular seemed rather quiet. My mom was pretty consumed with keeping her hair weave from slipping in the crazy August heat, and my mom was sure that he noticed us picking up her hair extensions off the ground as they were falling out. So she tried to blow it off and strike up a conversation. She walked over to him and asked which player was his. He replied that he didn't have a player in the game or even in the tournament. Well, after being in Moore Park for 5 years, we now know that it isn't strange to go to sporting events even when your kid isn't playing. But that day, it seemed pretty odd. Now, everyone knows my mom talks a lot. So, after rattling on and on and on, and being overly excited while blabbing about being in remission for just 4 weeks, probably because she wanted to give an excuse for her hair falling out, as if it mattered, she finally asked why he was here. He answered, "Some friends didn't want me to be alone. They wanted to help me get out of the house so I wouldn't be by myself." Then he paused and said, "It's great about you being in remission. My wife died 3 weeks ago. Cancer. I was too young then to even make sense of cancer, the losses and the victories, the lessons and the challenges, and most important, all the people affected. Over the next few months, my mom developed a special bond with this guy. She was just there. She gave time, she cared, she showed up. But just 3 months later, my mom got sick again. She was just as strong this time, and definitely as private. So when Relay for Life came around that year, she had no intention of going. As involved as we were, and 100% included in the community, Relay for Life was not for her. But then, this guy, Mom's friend, asked her to walk. She did not want to, but told him that she would do it for him. He said, "Don't do it for me. do it for everyone else. It might be private, but when you walk around and people see you, you give hope. When they see you, they will see what is possible. Just being there, just being you, will show your faith and help others.
I'm pretty sure most of you know who I am, but if you don't, my name is Avery. I'm not 12 like the invitation said. I just turned 13. And believe it or not, I have a large, inoperable mass in my brain with over 100 active aneurysms. The doctors told me 3 years ago that I had a 50% chance of making it past that first year, and no chance of making it to the 3-year point I'm at today. Well, I'm here. But I don't think you came here to hear me talk about dying, so I'm not going to stand here today and talk about my illness, or the irreversible damage this has done to my family, our finances, or our lifestyle. I just want to talk. Yay me, I love to talk, and you actually volunteered to listen. So, what does a 13-year-old girl have to talk about? Well, the TV show The Bachelor, of course. No, I'm just kidding. But I do want to talk about a very special rose I was given from a woman on that show about 3 years ago at a time when no one believed there was any hope for me. But I never worried. I remember telling myself that I would keep that rose forever. And when I thought of forever, it wasn't just a week, or a month, or maybe a year. It was a long, long time, or however long Hashem chose, and I just kept living. I remember when a group of women raised funds to grant me a Make-A-Wish, and I thought, why me? Aren't there really sick kids out there who needed a lot more than me? So I gave it away because I was busy living. After all, I had my family, my Jewish community, and heck, I already had a rose from someone on one of the most popular shows on TV. 3 years later, I still have it, but as of last week, it's only about this big. My long-stemmed red rose that I carefully hung upside down and dried and moved and displayed in 3 homes is now this big. I know it's not common for many of you to have dogs in your home, but I now live with my uncle and his family. And you guessed it, he apparently has a dog who likes to eat dried roses. Well, he didn't exactly eat the rose, just the stem. And even though many people think I'm this mature miracle kid, it doesn't mean I'm not an adolescent teen who managed to cry, glare at anyone in my path, maybe even snarl for 2 full days about my rose that was now ruined. And I even thought about throwing it away. My rose was now ugly, broken, old. I didn't see anything good. I felt terrible. And I have to tell you, it's really not fun being unhappy. And honestly, I don't even remember saying my prayers those 2 nights. But if I did, I admit I obviously focused on, or I should say, I was distracted by the wrong thing, the chewed up rose, not the value the rose had. So, all of a sudden, I'm standing in front of the candles, and inside I could feel myself glowing. And that night, what was left of the little rose was just as beautiful and special as it had always been to me. The bud is now on my nightstand, the first thing I see in the morning, and the last thing I see at night before I close my eyes and say the Shema. And I know why I love it. It doesn't matter if it's old, dried, broken, or missing the stem, because its value came from its roots, just like the importance and value of Judaism and Hashem in my life. And when I light the candles on Shabbat, and when I say the Shema every day, it's nourishing my roots and keeping me connected and helping me to focus and seeing what is good, feeling a true happiness and believing that this is the life that I'm supposed to live. Talking to you today is my beautiful music and my delicious sour mango recipe and my fresh bouquet of long-stemmed roses. My faith is like breadcrumbs guiding me on a trail down a path, and I am responsible for my attitude and what I choose to see, and whether I stay on the intended path or get in my own way. I know that we're all different women, but like I said before, the path is well worn for a reason. So walk, run, jump, roll, rest, explore, question, crawl, carry baggage, stop sometimes, but stay on the path. Staying connected is what keeps me going. My life is faith in action. And no matter what, please remember, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. One path, one history, one people. You are one woman, I am one girl, with one brain, with one life, and I have faith in one God. One is wonderful. Thank you.